Okay, good evening. I'm setting myself up for a bit of a Canadian flight tonight. I have here a few Canadian whiskeys that I've had open for a while, and they're getting a little low. So I thought I would come back to them. They were particularly ones that didn't really suit my fancy when I first tried them, but some of them have surprisingly gotten better. But first, before I go into those Canadian whiskeys that were sort of so-so, I'm going to open up another one that I got here. It is the Shanley Golden Wedding. It is a bottom shelf kind of whiskey that you find typically, like I say, on the bottom shelf in liquor stores in Canada, everywhere. And it says, Golden Wedding, the perfect blend of age and smoothness. Careful maturing and blending of whiskeys provide Golden Wedding with its smooth, full-bodied taste. Tell you the truth, I've seen this stuff on the shelf for the last 40 years, and I've never tried it. Anyway, it's about time I did, right? I mean, I've tried just about every other Canadian whiskey there is, and there are a couple that are still that I have still yet to try, but for the sake of completeness, I will go through this one. I bought this some time ago. It was on the 10th of June. So June, July, August, September, 3 months ago, and I might as well tell you what I paid for it. $22.29 plus the 5% GST and the 10% liquor tax. So you do the math. Get out the door about $25. That's bottom shelf Canadian for you. There's nothing to get in the way of me turning the plastic thing and getting all the stays to crack open. And there is your cheapo plastic cap and your Canadian whiskey. Now, I don't know how good this is. I couldn't tell you. I've never tasted it before. It says something about smoothness and age. We're talking 40%, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, bottled it at 40%. Canadian whiskey, Shanley Distilleries, Lethbridge, Alberta. Aha! So this one comes from the same place, most likely, as the other one from Lethbridge, Alberta, which would be the Black Velvet. So this is from the same, probably from the same distillery in Lethbridge. And it says certified. What does that say here? Certified something. Excellence. Certified excellence. Okay. Let us give this one a bit of a nosing. And I'm going to nose it properly, right? It's got, right away I'm smelling something that resembles maple syrup. Kind of that sweetness. That Canadian whiskey is known for. I'm also getting there's some rye in it too. It's probably rye and corn. Probably mostly corn, but there's some rye in there too. I know there's some rye in there. So this is another whiskey from, of the Black Velvet ilk. I don't know which one is the premium and which one is the beginner's, shall we say, the entry level. If you want to know more about Shenley, well, maybe we should both do some Googling on it. I haven't Googled Shenley. But, if you want to know more about it, Google Shanley. I'm not going to go through all of that. I'm just going to give you my impression of what the contents of the bottle. The bottle's kind of fancy looking. It's sort of like a hexagonal shaped bottle in plan view, if you look at it hexagonally, like that. And it's fancy looking. I mean, you know, it is fancy looking. It's intricate. And what else? I think I read what it says on it. Yeah, it says the same thing in French. Return for refund where applicable. There's no pregnant woman or no car symbol on the back. It's just one of these pricing codes. Anyway, get back to the nosing, will you, Quig? Yeah. I'm getting some of that, like I said, maple syrup kind of sweetness. Corn and rye. Mostly corn, bit of rye. And there is that hint of maple. Let's give it a taste. Oh. Mmm. Refresh myself a little bit. Do that again. At first, when I put it in my mouth, I got nothing, and then there was this little explosion of maple and corn and sweetness. And let's do it. Yeah. Some corn with a hint of maple and a little bit of rye. I can't tell what kind of cask they use. Probably ex-bourbon to give it some of that. There's a little bit of sourness in there. There's absolutely no sherry, no spice. It's straightforward, mostly corn. Again. It's got some legs to it, a little bit. See those vertical lines? They're sticking to the sides a little bit. Okay. Somewhat viscous. There's that sweetness, there's that corn sweetness. There's a hint of a maple syrup taste, just a hint. Well, yeah. Along with the corn, it's mostly corn. There might be a tinge of rye in there, but I'm not getting any dill flavors or any menthol flavors. It's mostly corn. It could almost be a single grain. There is some of that vanilla and some of that caramel, but mostly I'm getting corn sweetness above everything else. So this is young. This hasn't had a chance for that much uh, of the caramel and vanilla to get to it. Mostly corn, bit of grassiness in there, maybe just a hint of rye, hint of maple syrup. I said that already. What else can I get out of this? In the aftertaste, corn sweetness. And as the corn sweetness subsides, there's a bitterness that comes in. It's not an offensive bitterness, and it's not an overpowering bitterness, but there is a bitterness in the aftertaste. So, you know, there are probably worse ways to go, but as an entry level, basically cheap bottom shelf whiskey, this will do as a sipper if you don't have any money. And it will also do as a mixer if you want to mix Canadian whiskey into something. And that's pretty much what it is with the Shenley Golden Wedding. As you know, or maybe don't know, I don't score whiskey. I don't put numbers on it, because how can you quantify a qualitative experience? How do you like my new chair? I think it's great. I found it in a parking lot. It's great. And this one reclines a little bit, and I can swivel a little bit, and it doesn't creak when I lean back on it. So, yeah, we're moving up in the world. The best things in life are free, like this chair. Anyways, I want to drink to your very good health, and cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.